David. I was wondering what you think about the Conservatives' plan to scrap the FSA and what the main impact on brokers might be.
Well, I think that you'll always need to have some form of regulation within the industry, and that may change. The Tories haven't said exactly what they're going to be introducing. So, is it better than perhaps that knowing a regulatory organisation that you're already working with, or should the broker be concerned with about something which is completely new, or about regulations which they're not familiar with, which they don't know about? That may provide some sort of uncertainty.
Concerns being where I think you can make a statement like that, as David Cameron has, but what actually going to take its place? And in some respects, you might say, better the devil you know. Do we have some concern about FSA? Personally, yes. I think there's a real suggestion right now that they want to start getting to price regulation, that I think would be a hugely sort of retrograde step as far as the industry is concerned. But clearly we are going to feel the backlash of the banking crisis, for sure.
That's been one of the major concerns, isn't it, that obviously this failure has been in the banking sector, and yet that general insurance is bound to feel the impact of that. Is there some kind of concern about what the unknown is and what the new regulator might look like?
Yeah, I mean, from our perspective, do we want radical change? Not especially, unless it's actually going to improve things significantly. My main concern will still be with the cost of regulation, to my mind, over-regulation, the fact that it then becomes a serious cost for consumers as well, because clearly insurers and other intermediaries will be passing that cost on to the customer. And I think if the consumer ever actually gets a real fix on the true cost of regulation, that'll be a real concern to them.
Okay, thank you very much. And whilst I've got you here, just one final question. Is there anything else in the market that you feel it was really important to raise, an issue today that you feel really passionate about?
Yeah. I think we've been talking about price and the need for rate increases. To my mind, it's about process, and it is about technology that delivers huge cost savings to make our products more competitive. And there are a number of players out there who do have that technology and the ability to help drive out excessive costs to the way we run our businesses.
Okay, thank you very much.
I think it feels a little bit like electioneering from the Tories, I have to say. My view is that we do need regulation. We need some form of regulation, and that regulation has got to be proportionate. I think the FSA overall do a pretty good job. I think the work they're doing at the moment on mortgage premium payment protection is what's needed. But again, it must be proportionate. So the FSA have got to do what's right for the customer, but recognising that we're commercial businesses that operate within the insurance sector. The other thing as well is this sector really does regulate itself pretty well, so you've just got to think about how much regulation we actually need and make sure that it's proportionate going forward.
Do you think at present that we're being tarred with the same brush as other financial sectors?
A little bit, yeah. And therefore, again, if you look at something like mortgage payment protection, which does impact on customers and is a product that they all need, and actually at the moment need it more than ever, you could find that some of the regulatory constraints that we're putting on could actually mean that customers aren't able to get that cover or aren't able to afford that cover. So, yeah, there is an element of being tarred with the same brush.
And lastly, do you think there are any other issues that could have a significant impact in the next few months?
I think there are a number of issues that could have a significant impact. We've talked today about dual pricing, which is a huge issue, and insurers, I think, need to make sure that where dual pricing is concerned, it's an inevitability, but keeping new business pricing and renewal pricing as close as they can is really important.
I think the Tory plan to scrap the FSA is encouraging in that they at least want to do something about it, but I would hope that the replacement is a regulator which is an insurance regulator and not just a regulator of the whole financial services sector, because what's really apparent from the FSA's failure is the fact that they really don't understand the industries that they're regulating. So somebody can be your account manager on a pensions review one week, and the next week they move to looking after banks, and a week later they're looking after an insurance broker. You know, they're totally different industries with their own nuances. So my request to the Tories is look at what's worked well historically when it's come to regulation. Bank of England would be a good example. Understood banking. Yes, it was a regulator, but it was headed up by people who'd had loads of experience in that sector. No wool was going to be pulled over their eyes, and that's what I'd like the FSA to do in the insurance sector, is appoint somebody, appoint a body which is only insurance, and put people in charge of it who've been senior and are dyed-in-the-wool insurance people who actually know what the wrinkles in our industry are. I think if we did something like that, you get an awful lot more support from brokers for a regulator, because actually most brokers are very pro-regulation. It sorts the cowboys out, but they just feel it's frustrating when you're trying to teach a regulator about your business and they're focusing on all the wrong things.
Do you think there are any other significant issues that could impact the market in the next few months?
Yeah, I think the loss of business that some of the big insurers have suffered in the last 9 months means that they're going to try and recover some market share by the end of the year in a market environment where, frankly, there's already too much capacity, too many insurers chasing too few customers in a customer environment that's shrinking anyway. So I see that there will be further downward pressure on pricing, and it will widen the gap even further between renewal and new business pricing again. So I actually see this autumn sale that looks like it's about to happen just exacerbating an already very difficult situation. I think 2010 will be a really, really tough market.
Thank you for your time, Grant.